Hi there, this is Pranay from DBS Diary. I hope you are doing great. Today I thought I will do shooting outdoor, will not be indoor. So let me know how you like it, whether you want me to do indoor or outdoor shooting. So in this session we are going to talk about replication, how do we install replication, then how do we create the connection for replication, okay, and then how do we define subscription, replication definition, and how do we actually replicate data from one server to another server. Okay, so we'll do everything from scratch so that you can actually find out everything that is required for you to know replication. Okay, so this will be again similar to what we covered earlier for the cache. So part of that will be free, but then if you want me to, if you want to see the complete video, or you want to also have the PDF which will be having all the command, you have to pay certain things, and then it will be you can download the video as well as you can download the PDF. Okay, so do let me know how you like the session, and in the next one we'll talk about how do we replicate all table except few tables. Okay, so we'll cover that in the next session. Then we'll also talk about replicating only few tables, not, I mean, we have set up 100 table and we want to replicate only 5 or 6 table. So that is again part of MSA. So this is MSA setup that we are going to cover right now, multi-site availability. You can refer to my earlier video wherein I have talked about difference in warm standby, MSA and table level, and also function level application, right? And then in the session after that we will talk about how do we actually use dump marker, and how can we take the dump and restore on the secondary, and how the replication thread goes down, and how does it really find the marker and then it starts resuming. So how does all that thing work? So we'll cover all of that. Okay, so let me start. In case of any question, or in case of any topic that you want me to cover and it has not been covered yet, do let me know and we'll do that covering. Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in. So thank you for subscribing and liking my video, and again, as I mentioned, pass your feedback and pass your comment, right? So let me start the recording. So I have the lab as I have talked about earlier. So here we have two servers, one is ASC1 and other one is ASC2, and then between these two servers what we will do is we will create a database, and then we will actually create connection first for that database from replication server. Then we will have to define the replication definition, then subscription, and then there are certain settings that we need to do at the primary server in order to make the replication working. So before all that we need to have the replication running. So this one we are going to cover right now. So as you can see, we have rep setup. So let's go to cd rep setup, and then what I am having is EBF 30655. So it's actually PL03. So cd that, and then LTR. So here again we have two ways that we can install. One is console and other one is UI mode. So UI mode is something that is not supported at many operating system. So what we'll do is we'll go with the console mode. So you have to pass -i console. Okay, so let us start launching installer. And one more thing is there, once you install the replication, then you also need to do the configuration of replication server, right? That also has to be done. Okay, yes, press enter to continue. Yes, continue. So what is the path that you want to give? So opt rep is what we are going to use. Okay, opt rep, yes. It's not case sensitive, so you can give y in either case, lower or smaller. You want to create it? Yes. Okay, typical, full or custom, let's go with typical. Okay, so right now I'm in India, so we'll use that India location. Okay, so if you are not able to see it here, let's make it a little larger, a bigger screen, and you see 14 is India. So let's select 14. Depending on your location, you can select whatever country you belong to or where you are installing it. So either you can read the complete thing, or you can just type back and then you can say yes. So that is one. We don't have license, it's for the lab purpose, right? So let's go ahead and continue installation without a license key. Okay, So, do you want to configure email alert? No, we don't want to do configuration for email. Okay, let's move forward. This will take little while. So, as we talked about, so we can use dump marker, and then we can also replicate few tables, or we can exclude few tables. Even system defined procedures we can exclude. There is option like if you do SPN score add user, right? So even those things, if you want, you can exclude. So there are multiple options that you can actually use. So we have space, yes we do. Okay, so opt rep. So please press enter to install. Let's go ahead and install it. So now installation is starting. Okay, so while the installation is going on, so what this will do is this will actually set up the directory structure in your replication folder. Okay, so it will set up your sybase.sh. It will list out all the things that you need to have replication up and running. But then this is only replication installed. It is not actual replication server. So I mean, you can say something like Sybase is installed, but then ASC is not built, right? So this is what it is doing. So right now it's installing replication, but then server, rep server or ASC server, I mean, we can relate that it's not configured yet. So once this is done, then we have a utility which is rep rs_init that is used for installation of replication server or configuration of MSA or configuration of table level. That is something that we are going to use afterwards. Okay. This will be a lengthy session because we are going to cover almost everything which is initial for the MSA setup. So as I mentioned before, so installation, then you will have replication server configuration. Afterwards, we will cover about creating connection, how do we create connection, and what all things are prerequisite, how do we actually use interface files at the primary, at the secondary, as well as at the replication server. And then afterwards we will have to like define the replication definition. Okay, replication definition for that will be at the primary, and then we will also see like what all, and also RSST, right? So once you do the replication server configuration, you need to have RSST. So in the RSST, you can either do embedded one, okay, or you can actually have a standalone ASC server for that. So rep, this is where we have installed, and you see that all the folder structure or directory structure is there right now. So now if you go to cd rep install, so we have something which is rs_init. This is the one that you are going to use for the installation or for the configuration of replication server. Before we do anything, so part 1 is done, the replication server installation is completed. Now we are going to do the configuration. So before we do that, what should we do is we have to set up the Sybase sh, okay, environment variable. This one is done. So now what we will do is we are in the install folder. So now we can launch /rs_init. Okay. Okay. So this has been configured now. So now what is the next step? So two things are done now. Replication sorry, replication server installation is completed and server build is completed. So now actually we can log into replication server. Okay, so this is fine. You can actually use -j, and that error will not come. So now replication setup, and we can see what all things are there. The connections. So admin who, if you do, so 3 connections are already there, which is for the RSST. One is for DSI exec, one is for DSI, and other one is for SQM. So like how did we create for RSST? Similarly, we are going to create the connection for ASC1 and for ASC2. ASC1 will be our primary server and ASC2. Okay. So before that, if you want, what you can do actually is you can open one more session. Okay, just to show you how the admin who looks like, because connection is already created for ASC1. So /opt/rep sybase.sh. Okay, So ISQL minus S rep minus USA minus W Sybase, that's okay, admin who. Okay, so now you see that we have the connection created for ASC1. Okay, so 101 was there before, now we have for ASC1 as well, DSI and then DIST and then SQT, SQM and the rep agent. Okay, so we have 6 connections here, DSI exec 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then 1 is for rep agent. So 3 and 3 and then 1 is for rep agent. Okay, alias rep db underscore ment dbo. Yes, so this is where the difference in login user and alias comes to the picture. Okay, now what we will do is, now we will say resume connection to ASC2 dot repdb. We can do exact tran or even without this we can do, there should not be a problem. Okay, now you see that rep server, so it is started, it has not gone down. Now go to ASC2 server and select star from test. Yes, 10 was what we had inserted and it is being replicated.